Welcome into Reiter's Block on CBS Sports HQ. I'm Bill Reiter. We have the best and biggest names in sports for you every day. Baker Mayfield, Heisman Trophy winner. Thanks for making some time.
I appreciate you having me.
Houston has not played a team yet that's not a double-digit seed, and that's never happened before. That's no criticism of Houston. That's who's been in front of them. Different story for you guys. You had to go through a Villanova team that's won a couple national championships the last few years, and your guys, the best three-point shooting team in the country, had an off night, at least in terms of three-point shooting. You had to play that Arkansas team that made a run, and Mitchell was in foul trouble for a huge chunk of the game. I'm curious if that road, those struggles, those challenges, you think, provide your team an advantage, just what you've been through when you go into that Final Four game against Houston. All right, here's like a super sort of in the weeds, but I've been thinking about this because I'm in LA, and Stafford's 38, just threw 46 touchdowns. I mean, are you drafting? And I think they have like the 13th or 14th pick in the first round. It's obviously a deep quarterback draft. If you're the Rams, are you drafting a successor? Like, do you do that at this stage of the Stafford experience, or are you just like not worried about it? Use that pick, see if you can maybe break through a little further than what was a pretty good year this year with him and McVay.
Man, I would not count out Matthew Stafford.
And this happens, but you're a former receiver who transitioned over to the other side of the equation, went from catching balls to stopping guys. How has that helped you? How has that aided you to make you better at the position you play than maybe guys who don't have that experience? You just can't always make shots. And there are going to be times where teams don't make shots, including teams like Baylor, who is the best three-point shooting team in the country. And you referenced the defense and how the defense is better than perhaps people know, maybe better than it's ranked in KenPom or other places. And that's certainly been true as we've watched those games since you and I talked last. Can you just give us a sense of where you think that defense is, and maybe why the casual fan didn't understand how good you guys could be defensively?
Appreciate the question.
All right, last question for you. I know you're busy, Justin. Really appreciate the time. We've seen projections for you as high as the first round, all the way to the third round. How much do you pay attention, and how important is it to you to be drafted high versus going to a place that would turn out to be a really good fit for you and what you're about?
I think this is your year. I really do. I think this might be the Mavs' year. If you go back to early March when the Mavericks made some adjustments to their rotation to really focus more on defense, they're top 10 in offensive rating over that stretch, which isn't a surprise with Luka and Kyrie. But they are the best defensive team in the NBA over those 20 games, and they have the best record in the NBA over that stretch. This is a basketball team that is hitting on all cylinders. We know that Luka can put a team on his back. Now he's got a defense around him. And as much as the Clippers, I think, even with Kawhi, are interesting, there's some dysfunction there. Paul George had made it clear over the last 3 or 4 weeks things weren't great in that locker room. We don't know what PG's future is going to be. A lot of talk he might go somewhere else after the season. James Harden's a part of that team, and we know isn't always as impressive or successful or impactful in a good way in the playoffs. And there's that giant Kawhi question mark with his injury and just his history of injuries. So not only do I think the Mavs win this series, and let's say it's in 6, that's what feels right, I think there's a really clear road forward for them to make a very deep run in this postseason after, Haley, your Mavs beat the other team here in LA, where honestly nobody cares because everyone's a Lakers fan, but still kind of dunking on my home city here a couple times.
The Knicks led the entire game. This is the first wire-to-wire win of the postseason for New York. So, Bill, what was working for the Knicks in this one?
Absolutely everything, and the fact that Pacers, maybe I guess outside of Pascal Siakam, just didn't show up for the game. I mean, look, I not surprising that New York had energy and effort. Their defense was absolutely outstanding. They won they won almost every 50-50 ball. They were more physical. They were acting with the desperation that you have to act with when you want to be an NBA champion. Coach knows this better than anybody else at CBS Sports.